Hello, Graphic Design 12 class. I wanted to create a video here to kind of showcase the new project that we're doing. In this case, what we're doing is we're actually going to start a unit called Print Shop, and this is going to relate directly to the print shop that we actually run at the school, as a lot of people may be interested in taking that as a follow-up to Graphic Design 12. So the new project, you're going to be able to find this in the Common Drive in a new unit folder called Print Shop. And the first one you're going to do is you're actually going to be designing a sandwich board. And it's one of the most common things that we actually do in the print shop. We create these nice 24 by 36 inch sandwich boards, and you can do anything with them. They're usually used for some form of advertising or messaging or just trying to get some sort of information out to whoever's walking or driving by. So there's some information here that you can kind of read over. I'm not going to just take you through all of it right now, but essentially what's going to happen is you are going to create two different sandwich boards, kind of a side A and a side B for a certain company, and you're going to go through all this criteria here, right, where you showcase their logo, make sure it's prominent. You're going to make sure that all the imagery and text is either vectored, or if you're using like a raster or bitmap image, that it's a minimum 100 dpi. And like I said, you're going to do two versions of your sign, and this is something we do to make sure clients get a choice. You're going to make sure that you follow the contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity principles, or the CRAP principles of graphic design. Should have a professional result. And we're actually going to produce these. So we're going to make a mini A-frame of everyone's sign so they can actually put one together. And we're not going to do full size or anything, but it's a little mini one. It'll be kind of cool. Okay, so once you pick your, actually I should do this first. Before you even get into designing, underneath here, there are 4 different companies you can choose from. Okay, we have Dilla's Primo Quesadillas, we have a local beauty company, we have Paintball Factory, and we have the Twisted Grilled Cheese food truck. So right here is just their basic logo, and then it has just the minimum content to include. Okay, so you can read over that. You get to pick whatever you want, and if you need images, you can get the images. That's all in the criteria. Now specifically, when you go to the print shop unit, you can choose over here, companies to choose from, and here they are. So don't use the logo from this Word document here. Instead, let's say you're using Dilla's Quesadillas here, you have a PDF, or in some cases an EPS file, of the high-res vector image. Okay, so I can open that up and I can get the vector logo that I can drag into my sandwich board. You also will have an info page. So this info page here is going to actually give you just a little information, like their website, social media accounts, maybe they have a color scheme, a phone number, etc., etc. So this will be where you'll get your source information. And this is very similar to what an actual client provides us when we have to design something. So once you make your decision and you pick whatever you want, it doesn't matter which one, we have 2 parts. There's the designing and there's the production, which actually mirrors what we do in the print shop class. So you pick your company, you're going to create a blank canvas size 24 by 36. You're going to design 2 different versions, utilize all the required information. This is important if you're going to use any imagery, which can look really good. You're going to get stock images from unsplash.com. We do not want you to just use generic Google or Bing images. Please use Unsplash. They're going to be a little more professional. You don't get quite as many, but they are much nicer. Make sure you convert any custom fonts you use to curves, and then you group each sign together. So just for a really quick demo here, let's just say that this is what I designed. Okay, this is actually designed by some of our print shop students, but they had to design a first day of school A-frame for James Kennedy. So, here's their logo, here's the information, blah, blah, blah. This is what they wanted for colors, etc. So once I'm done all that, I'm going to select it, and I'm going to copy it. Okay, so sorry, I should say I'm going to group it first. It just makes it nice and easy to use. Okay, so I'm going to group that, and then I'm going to copy it. Now, the other part is the production. So in here it says create a second document sized 5.3 by 20 inches. Now, this is kind of, it's very specific, but I'll just go over number 2 and then show you. So using guidelines, divide the page into the following height sections: 2-inch, 8-inch, 8-inch, 2-inch. So what that actually means is something like this. So you're going to create a new document, 5.3 by 20 inches, and then you're going to use some guidelines, pull down one that's at the 2-inch mark, or technically 18, right? So 2. Then you have an 8 by 5.3, an 8 by 5.3 down here, and then another 2 down here. And the idea here is that we're eventually going to fold this. So I told you before that a standard sandwich board is 24 by 36. Well, when you scale that down, it actually fits to an 8 by 5.3. And we just didn't think it made sense for an entire class to create huge signs, so we're just making mini ones. So in theory, you can take one of your sandwich boards, put it there, put the other one right there, and then in class we'll actually print them, you'll apply them to some coroplast, and you'll fold them up, and we'll make an actual frame. So if this was my actual design here, I can go back, I'll just copy that one more time, and I will paste it in there. It's obviously way too big, but I can scale that down. And if I scale that down to 8 inches tall, there we go. I'm going to place that in there, and it fits pretty darn nice like that. Now for my second one, I'm actually going to duplicate this. Normally you guys would have a second one. You're actually going to flip it 180 degrees. You can do that up here as well. And then when I move this over here, it's going to be like that. So the idea here is when I print this, I will actually print this document, and I'll have to make sure that I put a rectangle around the entire thing so I have a cut line. So if I just take this away from the page, you can see what it's going to look like here. That's what's going to print. Okay, and then we're going to do a half cut right here once we apply it. We're going to do a half cut right here, half cut right there, and then it's actually going to fold into a three-dimensional little mini A-frame that we can look at and see what it actually looks like. So that is the scope of the project. It's probably going to take, I'd say, about 2 classes or something like that, but hopefully there's enough information in this video to at least get you started. Per usual, if you have any questions, fire me a message, or talk to me if you're finding class, just put your hand up. Otherwise, yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing what kind of stuff you can create, and then following up from this, we'll do some more print shop stuff, redesign some more promotional materials for these companies. Thanks very much.